Today, we're exploring a remarkable story from the world of automotive innovation, a story that blends ambition, heritage, and a bold vision for Africa's future in high-performance engineering. This is the story of Abdesslam Laraki, widely recognized as Africa's first hypercar designer, and his surprising decision to look to the past as inspiration for his next breakthrough model. Laraki's journey began in Casablanca in the 1980s. As a child, he was fascinated by speed, design, and machinery. He built his first go-kart before he fully understood the science behind it. That early passion eventually pushed him to study design in Europe, in countries like France and Switzerland, before returning home to Morocco with a mission to build world-class cars on African soil. In 2002, he shocked the automotive world by unveiling the Laraki Fulgura at the Geneva Motor Show, a moment many consider the birth of African supercar engineering. Over the years, he continued refining his craft, producing limited-run performance cars and eventually launching what many called Africa's first true hypercar, the Laraki Epitome. But now, Laraki is preparing for a new chapter, one that may be his most ambitious yet. His next model, called Grace, takes inspiration from one of the most iconic racing machines of the early 20th century, the Bugatti Type 35. This is not simply a retro-styled tribute car. It represents a philosophical shift, a blend of vintage elegance and futuristic engineering. Grace will be a lightweight electric sports car, engineered to echo the timeless curves and proportions of early Grand Prix machines, while integrating modern battery technology, advanced materials, and a design language shaped by efficiency, simplicity, and sustainability. In other words, Laraki is going back to the future, taking the spirit of classic motorsport and translating it into a new electric era. What makes this significant is that it challenges long-held assumptions about where innovation comes from. For decades, the supercar world has been dominated by Europe, the United States, and Japan. But Laraki's work demonstrates that Africa, too, can push boundaries in design and engineering, not just in theory, but in practice. Of course, the path is challenging. Creating an electric sports car from a region with limited automotive infrastructure requires extraordinary determination. Everything from manufacturing to sourcing components to meeting global regulatory standards becomes more complex when you're breaking new ground. But Laraki has never positioned himself as a mass-market manufacturer. His approach is artisanal, focused on limited production runs, bespoke craftsmanship, and a philosophy that values originality over volume. Grace will follow this approach. Produced in small numbers, each unit built as a statement piece, not just a vehicle. More importantly, this car is symbolic. It's a reminder that African designers and engineers can reinterpret global automotive culture on their own terms. Grace represents a fusion of identity, heritage, and ambition, a message that Africa's role in the future of mobility is bigger than many realize. As the electric era accelerates, Laraki's strategy, combining nostalgia, artistry, and modern technology, may actually position him ahead of the curve. In a world where many electric vehicles feel similar, Grace dares to be different. Whether this new model becomes a commercial success is secondary to its impact. What truly matters is the idea it represents, that innovation is not limited by geography, that an engineer in Casablanca can compete with the world's best, and that sometimes the most powerful way to imagine the future is to look boldly into the past. Africa's first hypercar designer is not just building a car, he is building a legacy, and reminding the world that inspiration has no borders.